In the bustling streets of Lahore, amidst the chaos of rickshaws honking and vendors selling their wares, there lived a young man named Ayan. Ayan was no stranger to hardship. Orphaned at a young age, he had to fend for himself from as far back as he could remember. Despite the odds stacked against him, Ayan possessed a resilience that seemed to defy his circumstances. Ayan eked out a living by working odd jobs, from delivering parcels to washing dishes at the local dhaba. His life was a constant struggle, but he never lost sight of his dreams. He harbored a passion for music, a talent that had been his solace amidst the turmoil of his upbringing. In the evenings, he would retreat to a quiet corner of the city, strumming his guitar and pouring his heart into the melodies that flowed from his fingertips. One fateful evening, as Ayan sat on the steps of an old mosque, his fingers danced across the strings of his guitar, weaving a haunting melody that echoed through the empty streets. Little did he know that he was being watched by a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. The figure approached Ayan with an air of intrigue, his face obscured by the darkness of the night. "Your music is unlike anything I've ever heard," the stranger said, his voice carrying a hint of reverence. "It speaks to the soul." Ayan regarded the stranger with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice tinged with wariness. "I am Fate," the stranger replied cryptically, "and I have been searching for someone like you, someone with the power to move the heavens with his music." Ayan's eyes widened in disbelief. Fate? Was this some kind of joke? But as he looked into the stranger's piercing gaze, he sensed a sincerity that he couldn't ignore. "What do you want from me?" Ayan asked cautiously. "I have a proposition for you," Fate replied. "I can grant you fame, fortune, everything you've ever dreamed of. But in return, you must agree to a pact." Ayan's heart raced with excitement and apprehension. Fame and fortune were beyond his wildest fantasies, but he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this offer than met the eye. "What kind of pact?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Fate smiled, a smile that sent shivers down Ayan's spine. "A pact of destiny," he said. "You will be granted the power to shape the world with your music, but every note you play will come with a price. Are you willing to pay that price, Ayan?" Ayan hesitated, his mind swirling with doubts and fears, but deep down, he knew that this was his chance to escape the shackles of poverty and despair, to carve out a future that was truly his own. "I accept," he said, his voice steady with determination. And with those words, Ayan's fate was sealed. From that day forward, Ayan's life was transformed in ways he could never have imagined. His music became a sensation, captivating audiences around the world with its raw emotion and undeniable beauty. He soared to the heights of fame and fortune, rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful, living a life that seemed like a fairy tale come true. But with every accolade and adulation came a heavy toll. Ayan found himself consumed by the demands of his newfound celebrity, his days and nights, blurred into a whirlwind of performances and parties. And as he basked in the spotlight, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had lost something precious along the way. It was on a cold winter's night, as Ayan stood on the balcony of his luxurious penthouse, gazing out at the city below, that he realized the true cost of his pact with fate. Despite all his success, despite all the wealth and fame, he felt empty, hollow, as if a part of him had been lost forever. In that moment of clarity, Ayan made a decision that would change the course of his destiny once more. With a heavy heart and tears in his eyes, he renounced his pact with fate, choosing to walk away from the glittering world of fame and fortune in search of something far more precious, his true self. And so, Ayan returned to the streets of Lahore, to the humble beginnings from which he had emerged. But this time, he carried with him a newfound sense of purpose, a renewed passion for music that burned brighter than ever before. As he strummed his guitar beneath the moonlit sky, Ayan knew that his journey was far from over. But he also knew that no matter where life took him, he would always be guided by the music in his heart, the melody of his soul, and the unwavering belief that true destiny lies not in the hands of fate, but in the choices we make and the paths we choose to follow.